Hello and welcome to Recruiting for the Veer and Shoot, where I'm going to show you how to maximize your potential with archetype recruiting for the Veer and Shoot offense. Now, to start off, there are a lot of Veer and Shoot offenses in the game. The generic Veer and Shoot is obviously one of the playbooks, but one of the big things you want to know is all of these teams that you see over this way have some variation of the Veer and Shoot. The playbook you're going to see me with today is Duke. It is the one that I think is the best, but I think Tennessee is also a very good one. The Veer and Shoot is kind of misunderstood at times. It is as much a running offense as it is a passing offense. It's just essentially taking all of the players that you would normally see wide receiver wise. You'd see them normally lined up like here, here, right? And instead, it's taking them all and moving them out as far wide as they can go. And with college hash marks, it actually makes it so you can create some really cool schemes and route combinations. So now you have to worry about, the defense has to worry about you with your tackle box here, and you have receivers out wide. Now they've got to take their defense and cover the wide parts of the field, leaving a lot more room for you to work in between the hashes on the center of the field. So let's talk about first what you need. We're gonna start with the quarterback. The quarterback for me has to be one of two things. Either you have to have a pocket passer that has some speed, and by some speed, I'm saying if you can find a pocket passer with 80 plus speed, I think you'll be okay. The reason I say that is there are absolutely, there are absolutely opportunities for the quarterback to get out in space in this offense. There's a lot of option, a lot of speed option, a lot of read option. There are a lot of power read veers depending on the playbook you're using. And that's one of the things you want to have, because this offense is so dictated on numbers and hat count. You want your quarterback and you want your running back to be parts of the offense so you can take advantage of those pieces, okay? You want to take advantage of number counts, and again, you'll see more of that as we talk about how to run this offense afterwards. Next up, you're going to do your running backs, and again, this is one of two ways. I want to give you options. So we're going to look at the East-West Playmaker or the Elusive Bruiser, and the reason I bring these two options to the table is this. If you want a more shifty pass-catching back, I believe the East-West Playmaker is the better option. If you want a guy that's going to be running inside zone, 0-1 trap, those kind of plays up the middle in between your guards and your center, in the A gaps, you're going to want an Elusive Bruiser. Either one of these will work because they both get shifty and they both tend to be a little more agile. Your big thing about this is you want change of direction. Change of direction is big for this offense, for all places. So you want change of direction. For your wide receivers, it's going to be two different things. If anyone has seen my defensive recruiting, you know in the secondary, I normally give you two different types of cornerbacks, your outside cornerbacks and your slot cornerbacks. This offense is very much the same. You're going to have your outside receivers and your slot receivers doing two different roles. So to start with these outside receivers, you're going to go one of two ways. And this is more what you're comfortable with. You're either going to get speedsters, who tend to be a little smaller. They tend to be, 5'10", 5'11". You want speedsters on the outside to stretch the sides of the field. You want to make sure that those safeties up top have to worry about these guys going deep. You want to make sure that these safeties that are going to be up here have to respect the outsides. That way they can't get into the run fits, okay? Or you can go contested specialist. These guys tend to be 6'1", 6'2", up to 6'5", and have the 50-50 ability, which is contested aggressive catches in 101s, because you're going to have a lot of 101s in this offense. Hat count. Remember the words hat count, because that's what it's going to be about. Contested catches up the outsides. Again, the outside, you're looking at a lot of fly routes, a lot of comebacks, a lot of one-on-ones on the outside that a contested specialist might have a better chance using his body to catch, whereas a speedster is just about running by the guys. So either one of these is good. Hell, you can even mix them. One speedster on one side, one contested on the other side. If you do that, when you're looking at your wide formations, down here, you're gonna want your speedster to be with the other receiver and your contested to be the solo guy, as much as you possibly can. So your speedster's gonna be over here and your contestant's gonna be over here. As much as you can. It's not always possible. Obviously, that's not the way formations work in this game, but you wanna solo your contested guy as much as you possibly can. Now, slot wide receiver is where you're gonna bring in the route running. And route running is incredibly important because these are the guys right here. These are the guys that are worried about getting across the middle and beating their man. You're gonna see these plays, you're gonna see this, you're gonna see drags across the middle, all kinds of beautiful routes that if you don't have a good route runner, it's not gonna mean anything. These are the guys that are beating their man off the ball. And because these guys are stretching, these guys now have room to go in, room to go out, room to go in, room to come back. This creates a little one-on-one with the slot cornerbacks with the CPU offenses, okay? Tight end. Now, this is going to be a little different. You'd think in an offense where you have this much room to work with, you're going to want a vertical threat. I actually don't. I want my hat count in the box. I want my hat count here to be guys that can block. If I'm going, now there are a lot of wide formations that have the wide receivers out. Don't get me wrong. So this is all tight end stuff. But once we get further in, into the other side of this gun, let's go this way. Five receiver wide. I don't know why it keeps pushing down on me. Trips Y slot weak, like all kinds of this stuff. The spreads, there you go. Wide trips halfback weak, wide double flex weak, where you lose your tight end. That's okay. That's when you want to spread out and go 4 receivers wide, and it's a different hat count. But while you're doing your tight end in, where you have 2 receivers on one side and 1 receiver on the other side, you want this guy to be able to throw a block. Now, if you want to be more comfortable, you can go with the gritty possession. But I actually love pure blockers in this offense. I love a tight end that's essentially a 6th offensive lineman that is going to road great across the middle. Normally, the tight end is already going to have a hat in here. So when you're doing hat counts, I'll explain hat counts in a second. When you're doing hat counts in here, normally this tight end's not worried about beating a linebacker off the ball. Most of your passes are going wide in this offense. Or, on screen passes out here, which is even better for a tight end to be able to block. So I'm not worried about the tight end beating guys. If I need 5 yards, I can throw a 5-yard out, and most tight ends in this game will be able to beat a linebacker. But that's where gritty possession comes in. But I love pure blockers. I like to deplete linebackers that have decided they want to stay in the box. And if it's a safety, even better. So that's what you want from those. For your tackles, now your tackles and your interior linemen are going to be different here, and I'm going to show you why. Well-rounded or pass protector. If you feel like you're more of a passer in this offense, you want to go pass protector. For the reason I just told you about with the 5 wide, at some point you are going to go with only 5 blockers in here. And if you want that, you want to know that those 5 blockers are going to be able to hold up under pressure, under a good defensive line. You want these guys to be able to hold up because your quarterback is depending on those extra couple of seconds with guys out wide. The other side, if you are more of a runner, more of a well-rounded offense, you want to go well-rounded with your tackle. Your well-rounded tackle will be able to pass block, but will also be able to run block when you will run speed options or things like that. As a reminder, I'm going to actually put this above this. Option offense is run block finesse. Okay? I say option or zone runs. use run, block, finesse. Always remember this. All of these videos, I will make this known. Options and zone. Inside zone, outside zone, stretch. Anytime you don't see one of these guys, one of the guards moving, is a zone run. Gap runs, power runs, and that's pretty much it. Or gap or power, use run, block, power. That's the difference in running. You control the runs, you don't control the passes, okay? The pass rush, you don't control. You control the runs, which means make sure you're calling the right runs. There are going to be runs in your playbook you do not use. If you have a guy that's better at run, block, finesse, and you're calling halfback base right here, this is a power run. See how the guard pulls like this? This is a power run. Do not run this if you don't have good run, block, power. Know it ahead of time. Know your offense. Your offense is so important to know. Because remember, when you're running the ball, you can run a power run and your run, block, power goes against their block shed. That's what works on offense and defense. If you run a stretch run, inside zone, here it is right here. If you run inside zone, this is run, block, finesse, okay? You know that. You control that. If the pass rush is happening, pass, block, finesse just goes against finesse move. You don't control if the defender has finesse move or not. So you control the run game. Same thing with, just as a little tip here, pass, block, power goes against power move. If you guys never knew that, there's way more to the formula, but those are the big things, is that pass, block, finesse goes to finesse move, pass, block, power goes to power move when you're pass blocking. So heads up on that. Again, well-rounded if you want to be more of a runner, pass protector if you want to be a pure passer. Now for the interior line, this is guard and center. Same thing. You want a passing offense, go pass protector. But if you want more of a running offense, you're gonna want to go raw strength. And you just said, Mills, but you just told me pass or run, block, power, I control that. Yes, but interior defensive linemen tend to have higher strength and higher weight. So do raw strength offensive linemen. And that's a good matchup. That is a good matchup for you. Okay? You wanna use your power against power. Now, you lose a little bit of agility. You really want to make sure you keep the agility here and the change of direction, if you can, on these linemen. Specifically because, it's going to be your weak point. You kind of want to boost that up a little bit because a lot of these, again, we talked about the runs already, but these runs, these guys need agility and change of direction to pull, right? Again, raw strength should have it better than pass protectors do. Honestly, pass protectors tend to be a little lower on the strength totem, but you get good abilities for passing. Now, with all of this on here, Mills, how do we run this? And I'm going to tell you how I run it, and then I'm going to give you an option on how you can run it as more of a passer. For me, I'm an option runner in this offense. I will run inside zone sometimes, but the big thing is this. Let's just do with a 5. It'll be easier with this. Okay, so first things first, always have inside zone in your audibles. Always have inside zone in your audibles. Every single time. Why? Because if your hat count favors you, you're going to audible to inside zone every single time. If it's boring, it's boring. The offense can be boring if the CPU doesn't adjust to you. So first thing is make sure you have inside zone. Okay? Then we're gonna go, where's my deep choice? Deep choice. All right, deep choice. We're 4 wide, so we're gonna put the defense in a dime. I'm just gonna do random dime what they cover, okay? So what I'm looking at here is this. Here's hat count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hat count is even. I'm running the ball. End of story. There is nothing else to talk about. If you draw a 5-yard box around where the line of scrimmage is, and your numbers here are even or outnumber here, audible to inside zone, run the ball. Period. Not even a question. The quiz is over. That's the end of the quiz. Because watch. So we're gonna go audible, inside zone. We have the hat count. It's hat to hat, which means block, 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 which means I should have open room. Remember, do not use sprint/turbo. Do not use it when you run the ball until you're out in the open. Look at that. And even when he comes in, that's still 3-4 yards. That's still 3-4 yards. All right, same thing here. Hat count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even off the line, you can see the blocking. Right? We're gonna audible to inside zone. Look at the blocking. Now remember, you're not gonna turbo because this guy is going to double team here and then split off to here. That's what those light blue lines mean. It means that there is a double team starting. Okay, by the way, this is left trigger and left on the right stick to see this. Okay, same thing. Shed, off, up the middle. Okay, and yes, you're gonna get tackled sometimes, but your hat count matters more. Same thing, inside zone. Bam. We're gonna call that every time. Every single time. Obviously, unless you're, late in the game. Okay, now, I said 5-yard box, but for the sake of time, we're gonna count this guy in the box. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our hat count no longer is advantageous to us. So now we're gonna get into looking at the passing. So there are a lot of videos out there. I would suggest Kurt Benkert, Zan Madden about reading defense. You want to pre-snap read because this right here, these routes, these choice routes, I'm going to give you a little secret. Choice routes, nothing matters on choice routes. No rating matters on choice routes. All the computer sees on this is your computer sees where the coverage is going to be and it runs into space. So if this is cover 4, where these guys are going to go back here and pick up men, these guys will wrap around. If this is cover 3, where like 1, 2, 3, these guys are going to wrap around or they're going to go in. You have to know that. You have to be able to read and throw into space with choice routes. Every single choice route in the game is going to run to space. Please remember that. There is no awareness rating. Your route running does not matter. Nothing matters. Zone coverage, none of the ratings matter. It is programmed into this game to make the same reads no matter how good the receiver is, how bad the receiver is. They run the same routes every single time against the coverages. So let's see here. Let's see what they run. Cover 3, they're going to run it back. There it is. And that's terrible. So see there, that's bad. Try it again. I'm going to cover 3. He's going to blitz in. And there you go. They're going to go one-on-ones out there. Love to see it. They're going to try to go one-on-ones out wide to leave space across the middle. And there you go. All right. Try one more time here. Again, we're going to count the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are not advantageous here. Throw it across the middle. 1v1. That's what this offense does. This offense forces you. Oh, Roman. Try one more time, Mills. It's behind my camera, so this offense forces you to find space. And again, for the outsides, even with the outside choice route, see this guy coming across with the choice route because this is getting pulled across. There is nobody up here. Because they're in man coverage. Zone coverage, they're going to go deep on. But see this guy come across the middle? And again, when you're throwing this, you want to make sure you throw this into the break. You do not want to wait for him to be open. I think I actually might be a little late on this one, so Let's see here. See the throw? I wait a little bit too long. Honestly, I could have thrown this here and probably gotten better, but there. Right, perfect. All right, let's see one more time. Let's see what we got here. We have 6 men in the box. Same thing. Hey, right there. Look at that. Wide open. Wide open because we know we have the men in the box. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And even he's inside here. So what we're going to do here, I see the press on the other side. Probably not where I want to go. Take the markers off. All right, he's underneath. There it is, B. There it is. And again, knockout, but he's open. He's open. I throw that a little late. Same thing, inside leverage. You see this guy right here? Inside leverage. So if he goes back with him, with 2 guys over top, it should be the outsides open, but guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not care. I'm going inside zone here, okay? I'm going inside zone. Even with guys coming in like that, I'm going inside zone. Every single time. Now you can go, if you have a play that you're more comfortable with, if you want to go with like let's see if there's anything that runs in here. If you want to go halfback base instead, if you want to read option. So even let's go one step more because Darian Mensah's got some speed, right? Let's go one step more on this. Let's go with the deep choices. And again, we're gonna randomize that. We have 5 guys in the box. We're gonna go into the read option. Options out here. Whenever the option is this far out, I just hand it off. So it's gonna turn an inside zone. Bam. And there you go. I mean, you're looking 10, 15 yards. If you get blocks, you're looking 10, 15 yards. Same thing. 5 guys in the box. Read option. Love 5 guys. Good fries. Now you got him in the box. What's even better here is your hat count is even more because you control this defender now. You control this defender on a read option. So now you only have to worry about 4 guys. So the way you run this is if this guy comes and stops, you're going to let him go. If this guy crashes down, you're going to push A or X at the point of the midpoint and hold it yourself. Okay, so let's read this. Let it go. I ran it into blocking, but you saw the hole. My stick skills aren't what they once used to be. All right, we got 5 here. We're going to go to the read option one more time. All right, we see him. You see him move in. Same thing. Does he crash? He crashes enough for me to say, okay. Should have waited a little longer. He stays back if he crosses the line of scrimmage. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One last time. That's going to be 6. So we know 1 high. This is either cover 1 or cover 3. So our deep choices stay. And I mean, that's the easiest throw you're going to have all day. Easiest throw you're going to have all day because the people in the box have to honor the fact that you have a running game. Same thing here. 5 in the box, read option. Does he crash? He does not. We're going to take that. We get a good block. Another 4 or 5 yards. That is the veer and shoot. That is honestly the veer and shoot. If you're looking for like formations, again, if you want to get into where your linebackers and or where your tight ends involved more in the blocking, you can do that. We're gonna do halfback power O. We're gonna switch that out for the Y lead read option. But again, big thing is make sure you have a run that you are comfortable running. Make sure you have a run that you are comfortable running. Okay, we're gonna go put them in the nickel, random nickel. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the numbers you want, especially when you go into a lead read option here. Same idea. Read key is out here. He's not involved in the play as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to hand this off just out of, just like there. And that's 101 to beat him. So same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Against my 6, I don't like how far inside he is. We're going to let this play out. We're going to let this play out because I think this might be a version of cover 2, but we're going to read it after the play. Moves over. Curl route. And I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to actually give you 2 more hints. Since you stayed for the whole video here, I'm going to give you 2 more hints. Curl routes are the easiest thing to throw. Press coverage, right? These are both curl routes. We know we don't have the inside. We know we don't have the inside because this safety moved inside. We know we don't have that. But wait, Anthony beat him, so what happened here? See the throw animation start? Do you know why I started the throw animation? This is very much like real life. Watch his hips. You can throw curls if you know a guy is in man or he's in drift coverage. He's not in a hard flat. He's not playing underneath. Watch his hips. Watch Mensa up here and watch when the throw animation starts. Hips open, I've got him beat. 90% throw. It's a 90% throw. If you know he's not playing a hard flat, as soon as that guy opens his hips, you've got him beat because he has to turn his hips to come back. There you go. That's how you throw curl routes on the outside. And I've got one last piece of advice for you. And because you stayed to the end, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be in every other video, but I'm going to tell you this. There's one rating you always look for that is universal, that people overlook far too often. Awareness. Do not sleep on awareness. Your quarterback needs it for sims. If you play every second, your quarterback's not so much worried about it. Every single player on your field, offensively and defensively, but more so offensively because defenses play rec to help with this too. Every single player on your field plays better with a higher awareness. Do not ignore it. Offensive line, wide receivers, halfback, awareness ties into the formula for every action, animation, everything in the game. Catch, run, juke, everything. Do not sleep on it. There you go. So until next time, look good, be good, do good things, and I'll see you all in the next video.